Hope you guys have a great trading day of CPI on this beautiful Thursday. You got one more trading day of the week left, and then we're off to a 3-day weekend. Real quick, I wanted to share a video with you guys and show you some observations. One more time, I posted this on Twitter earlier. Here's your 1-hour chart of the SPY. You have a beautiful broadening rising wedge, and so tomorrow is really going to be decision day. You saw today that we had tremendous issues with the 398 mark, and that's because the moving average 200 daily is at 398. Okay, but this is a 1-hour chart. If you go to the daily chart here, all right, this is moving average 200. We ended the day with the doji. Now that is a particularly strong doji. It's what you consider a dragonfly doji. I do think that you're going to see potentially a test of 400 tomorrow, and that's really going to be a decision point whether the market rejects that 400 level or we move back down into the 390 or potentially the demand zone 392 to 394. So you got pretty good volume on the day as well. So I would actually anticipate a little bit further upside before we actually move on the downside, because based off this rising wedge here, it's pretty much any moment I do think a rug pull and a sell is going to happen. But I want you to actually talk about the VIX and not just the SPYs today. If you take a look at the VIX daily chart here, all right, I mapped out all the lows of the market since 2022. This was the May lows, the June lows, and September lows. This was the April highs. All right, this is the August highs, and we are here back into the support line of VIX. Okay, now this is critically important. I know that the bullish momentum is there. And in addition to that, the puts and call ratio, according to CBOE, is 807 at this point. So there is definitely greed level happening in the market right now. In addition to that, okay, you have equities, all right, SPY and the Qs on the daily overbought quite a bit. It doesn't mean that's going to dump down right away, but we are one bad news from potentially a rug pull or a deep pullback. And based on the oscillators that I'm seeing here, there definitely is room for that, and I want you to be open-minded to that in the next coming days. Okay, not just maybe not tomorrow, but going into next week as we prepare for, as a market prepares for earnings seasons the following week. So anyway, your oscillators are overbought on all time frames at this point, okay? And VIX, all right, is oversold on all time frames. Whenever we hit this area, now there could be a little bit more downside. We definitely could see 17 or 16 on the VIX. This was the January highs of the market, where the market topped out at about 1635, 1637. So this is a critical area for VIX. Can it come down lower? Yes. But what you should be doing at this point, in my opinion, is to prepare for the next move on VIX, okay? And the next potential pullback on the SPYs, especially the S&P 500 SPX if you trade the SPX. Okay, so once again, this is a critical level for VIX. Anything can happen, all right? Any news can happen. A guidance from Apple, a guidance from Microsoft to ease the blow, or something bad news could drop, and it typically does when the VIX are very low, if you've been observing the markets or you're actively trading the markets. Once again, I do think that you get a little bit of upside tomorrow into 400 tomorrow before the market finally does pull back. I do think that 390 is going to be strong support, because that's the moving average 50. When that dump comes, it's not going to be a straight line down. We could actually move up to 400 and pull back to 395. And the following week, we go 390 and essentially 385 is strong support. We know that if there is going to be another leg up in the market needs to cool off, okay? Potentially back to 380 in the next week or so, before making another move and then possibly another higher low. All right.